She
so
is.
fast.
Hi, guys.
Hi, welcome. Well,
Long time no
Thank you.
see, back.
I know. I'm so happy to see you.
Finally. Well,
Finally.
this is our group. Um, this is okay. You guys introduce yourselves. You guys
yeah,
can do that.
hi, I am Digna.
Oh, yeah. I know you guys. How many times I get, you know,
Okay, I think Paul is
Together.
okay. Yeah, we have everyone. Okay. Well, hello. Well, I think we're gonna pretty much right away go into our conversation. But what I want to tell the people who are watching, if you have any questions or anything to our special guest, which we're gonna introduce you right now. Yeah, just ask questions, and during the live, we're just gonna answer them when we will have a chance. So yeah, don't be shy. Ask questions, and let's have this great conversation going.
And hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be back in another episode of our Instagram Live. Tell me if you guys can hear me good or not, okay? While we're doing this, because I always have technical issues. That has never changed. But the last couple months, we've been talking a lot about college basketball in America and why pretty much, I mean, all of us here in HerTake chose that route. But that's not the only option. So today we're going to delve into everything you need to know if you want to play pro and study in Europe. And that's why we have invited the one and only Aleksandra Crvendakic. And
thank you, guys.
I'm gonna
Yeah, and
introduce.
we have a introduction for you as well, Alex, as we do for all our guests. So, Aleksandra Crvendakic, skill, determination, leadership. Born and raised in Serbia, you have successfully taken your journey through the best leagues in Europe, earning titles both for the teams you are on and individual ones. Major success with the Serbian national team, right? Countless Eurobasket appearances and two Olympic appearances, of which one a bronze medal, which is crazy. Starting your European career in Shotron, you always find yourself playing in top leagues of Europe. But other than that, you are a lady with great sense of style and humor, and most of all, like your smile can like light up any single room that you walk into or anything that like walk in.
Oh, Lexi.
And even when you're mixing your protein shake next to me.
Well, we have to say the story. Like we will share the story later.
You can.
We will have the people
Oh,
know.
honestly, you can share it now.
No,
We want to hear.
no. First, I really want to say that I'm really thankful for giving me chance to be in your conversation because I'm really proud of what you guys are doing because not so many young players have options to like hear this other stories and maybe I didn't have that option because in that time it wasn't really popular to have these groups conversation with the players sharing the informations and experience. So I'm really happy to be with you guys here.
Yeah,
And we
so happy.
appreciate you so much.
We're trying to do our best. We try to do our best.
Yeah, we want to be like you. We want to be like you. Even in the summertime, I think last summer we were literally spending days to practice your signature move.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Don't even ask me about it because I don't even know how I'm doing it. It's just come natural.
It's just
People who don't know,
picture move.
yeah. For people who don't know, we're gonna put the clips in. I even know the Eurobasket posted like a little while ago again, like the compilation of all those times you made. So you can that's your move.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess let's dig in, huh? Okay, so let's start with our first question to like open up the conversation. How was your childhood, like upbringing in Serbia? Huge basketball culture. How did you kind of get into basketball, and how was that?
Yeah, so well, yeah, we know that Serbia is really like basketball country and you have so many athlete to look up. Like there is so many, especially in that time. But to be honest, I started playing basketball because I was really taller than all the other kids in my school. So my ocean was like, okay, let's try to do some sport. And I think I really started because I really like to be around the people. I like to be around the girls who has the same, let's say, love for the game. And that's how I started playing basketball. And, it just came natural that I was really good at it. So I just keep going. And then it comes the invitation for the national team. And I think it all came really fast. So that's why I started playing even for the national team when I was 14. And then, like moving from my hometown to Belgrade and then after from Belgrade to Europe. So it's been a long journey, to be honest, for my age. But yeah, let's say that I started basketball only because I was really taller than the other kids. And, the love for the game just grown through the years.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that how all we start though? Like, it's crazy that like you go to school and then you're the tallest one, and it's like, okay, so what you want, like volleyball or basketball?
Yes. Yes. And to be honest, before the women basketball was not really popular in Serbia that much. And especially when I'm somewhere, they always ask me if I'm a volleyball player. So now things change. First, what they ask is, are you a basketball player? Which I'm really proud of, finally.
Finally.
Because in Serbia, it was a more sport for the men's. And then I think after a generation who start with the Olympics and other stuff too, we become really, let's say, popular and famous in our country too. So I think people start thinking like, okay, we really do have both men's and women's team.
Yeah, she is the basketball player. She is.
Yes.
So you go to school, you're the tallest one, you've been picked up to play basketball, and now it's like around like the high schoolish part of
Yeah.
your life, and with all the national teams under your belt, with youth national teams and starting with the senior national team.
Yeah.
How did you make that? Like, did you have an option to go to USA, or like how'd you make that decision of like
Yes.
Europe or US?
Yeah. So first I had to change two schools, like high schools, and when I was younger, because I moved from my hometown to Belgrade, which was really hard, to be honest, because I'm from a small town and coming to Belgrade is already a huge step. So, but you really need to, in that time, I feel like I was never tired, even with all those practices. I know I have to learn, I have to like have good grades. And when I turned 18, that was the moment where I had to decide, should I go pro or should I go to USA? And, we all know, and you guys know, because you had that experience, that America gives you really good option to finish university and play basketball, which in Europe, we don't really find that. And in Europe is, or you go pro, or you have to choose like between basketball and school. But it's really important to keep going with the university, which is really harder part than in America. So for me it was like, okay, I know I had to go to, like, I decided to go pro because I really thought that my style of basketball suits more Europe than America. That's why, because even that time I was even more skinnier than now. So I really thought that America is not for me. And following the steps of my older teammates and how we really, like, from Serbia we go to Europe, going pro. But I also know, and my parents were the one who pushed me to also have a degree. So I have to find a university which will be fine with me playing basketball and finishing it online. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the only option in Europe. Like, if you want to go pro, you can forget about like being a regular student. Like, you really have to find a way to find the university who will accept that you're a professional basketball player and that you cannot really finish the university in exact time, or you need more time to finish and to maybe spend summer learning.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
You also mentioned, sometimes it's just like going back to one of the first things that you said.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had to, leave your small town and go move to Belgrade, and a lot of people maybe sometimes are scared to
Mm-hmm.
make that step, and I feel like that's how they miss out on opportunities, maybe.
Yeah.
And so, how can you like comment on that, maybe?
Yeah, I think I also think there is also this part of where you need some luck, that something happened in your life that maybe push you a little bit to change something. And to be honest, I have a really, I mean, now it's funny, but I really didn't want to go to Belgrade. Because I want to stay in my hometown. But one day on the practice, they turned off the lights in the gym. They didn't let us practice. Yes, that's really funny because I don't know what happened in the gym, but they just didn't want us to be in the gym. So in that night, I really said to my family, I came home and I was like, it's done. I will sign for a Red Star in Belgrade and that's it. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, I decided that's it because they didn't let me practice, which was for me, if I skip one practice, then it's end of the world.
Yeah.
So that's how I decided. But also, I think you really need a big support in that moment from your family or friends, or I don't know, because in that time you really want to stick to the people that you are feeling safe or maybe like your comfort zone. You don't want to really change and be with the older teammates, a new city, and especially in my case, Belgrade, which I really don't know anything about Belgrade. Like I don't really know the public transport, like which bus should I take to the gym or those stuff, like small details, which when they tell me, it's like a huge thing for me. But I really think that support from the family is really important and taking that step that you have to know that this is for a better future, better future. And if you don't take that step, if you don't get out from your comfort zone, nothing's going to happen.
Take a chance on yourself. We are here all about taking your shot, like going there, like, making those big steps, the scary steps, but hopefully with the more information, with, players like you sharing their stories, like maybe those steps are not that scary anymore. And when you are on the other side, you're so much better.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important to talk, to tell the stories and like I said, what you guys are doing, it's amazing because maybe some of the kids are watching this and maybe they are in a similar situation and now they see that it's not the end of the world. Like even if they try something new and it doesn't work, so it's okay, We are young, so we have to try.
But exactly, yeah, didn't go on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like exactly like I feel like we also have shared already a couple of war stories and like everyone like I think that are watching, most of you know that all of us in HerTake we took that step to go in United States to study, and that's why we bring Alex here like to tell you about different roads, like that's not the only option. And I think when you're in that like 18, 17, 18 years old, like, and you think like either I keep playing or I go to America, like there's only two options, but like that step that you can take, that you can also, if you do keep playing in Europe or you want to stay in Europe, you don't have to stop playing basketball. That's not the end of the world for real. Like and I just want to like emphasize that for everyone that is watching, like you can study and you can play in Europe as well. Like so there's many options in Europe, and there's also a lot of clubs that are actually working together with universities. Also, actually, like just because we're like here from Latvia as well, there are like if you really talk to coaches, like even if you want to play in TTT Riga or whatever, like you can actually talk to them and ask them if they can find you a fit in the university. They maybe can pay for the university for you, and I think some of the girls have done it already. So you can definitely find outlets like that, and definitely if you reach out to us, we can give you like some examples, and you can find the best way that fits for you. But yeah, the next question like I was gonna go into was like what was the step that you choose, like okay, like right now I cannot make a decision by myself and I need some help, and you maybe reach out to like, or somebody reached out to you like as an agent, and like what was that like the journey like to you connecting to your agent?
Yeah, so I knew that if I want to go pro, I need an agent, which kind of like you need that help because they know better teams, they know how it works, the contracts and all this stuff. So they reach out to me, and but you know, in my experience, I changed my agents, and because I really do think that in one way you really need to be on the same page as your agent. You know, I think when you are 18, 17, like I said, maybe you make a mistakes, maybe you just think that you should change your agent, or there is so many things that are, for example, changing when you're 18 and when you're 28. You have a different perspective, you have different point of view and those stuff. So I choose agent when I was 18 because I knew I want to go pro. But you know, when you go pro, you're playing with the older players. So the older players, they have more experience. They can teach you something. They can tell you more stuff. They can maybe tell you some stuff that you don't even know about, and nobody will tell you. So agent is really important, but I also think that agent cannot do magic like your basketball can do. You know, basketball is the one who, that's why the clubs choose you, not because of the agent. You know, agent is just the connection between the clubs and the player. But I think if you play well, if you play good, if you are a good person, you know, because the player clubs and the coaches usually they ask some of your teammates, and if you are a good teammate, if you're a good person, like what is your goal, like are you studying something, are you smart? So those are all the things that I think clubs are asking, you know, not only your how you're on the court, because sometimes they need the players who are better fit, but you know, some maybe players that are better players than the one they're looking for. They just don't want to take it because they need a good person, good teammates, and those stuff. So back to the story with the agents. This is like I feel like I can talk about everything, but agent,
You
yes,
love
if you,
that.
yeah, agent, yeah, if you go pro, yeah, if you go pro agent, yes, but just like we said on the beginning, like you can always change. If you don't like something, you can change. Like that's why it's important to try everything and talk with the players, talk with the players with the more experience. So that's how you're gonna have your own point of view about like where you wanna go or what you wanna do.
Yeah, and you touched on. We were also touching on studying, and actually, what did you study, and like, what would you have? What would be your advice to keep in mind if you study and play as a team at the same time in Europe?
Yeah, I got my economic degrees, but to be honest, like when I start studying economics when I was 18, 19, you know, in that time we all just want to play basketball. We really don't know what we're gonna do in our life, but you know, like you really need to study to learn something. And you know, I was always thinking like basketball should be my priority, yes, but you know, when you are young you're thinking like, oh, I have to only focus on basketball, I have to be you know, good at it. And but the truth is you really need to a little bit focus on something else too, because I think you will be better basketball player if you have a little bit get away from basketball and think about some other stuff like study, or I don't know, learn something new, you know, which is not basketball, which maybe make you even more complex as a person, because basketball career is really short. I mean, honestly, it's sad because this is the only thing we really love. Like, it's our job, but we start doing this because we love basketball, but it's really short. And I think you really need to find yourself what you're gonna do after basketball, and even staying in basketball, like you guys are doing this, like helping younger generations, which is amazing, you know. So, so yeah, economics is my degree, but to be honest, you always have to, like I said, to have on mind that basketball, if you go pro, basketball is first, because really, if you choose pro basketball, then it means like basketball is the first, then study has to follow somehow.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, I think it has to follow, and you have to know, or like you said, you need to know what you want to do after basketball, because the career is short. But you don't, if you have so much also time, like to figure it out, like kind of you don't have to think like, oh, like I have to make the right decision with the first try. Like that doesn't really happen too many times in our lives, like that we will like just like go with the first choice and it's gonna be the perfect one. And I think for all of us, even now, like doing HerTake, like it was not the first thing. We obviously we all studied completely different things, and like
Yeah.
now we're going to this, and like now I'm taking something of coaching. Like I wanna have that experience as well. Like so when you play as well, you can find things that maybe interest you more. Like you can go into like you have time, even though like it's a busy schedule with all the traveling and going around and everything. You still have some time to figure out your own things and what you want. And I think that is important to know that you it doesn't stop from you going just pro and choosing the university and staying again there. Like no, like you will always learn. Like we live and we learn and we find the right fit for us. So I think yeah, whenever you're like making that decision, also know that the same is like with agent. Like okay, it's not the end of the world. Like maybe it's not going to be the best fit with you, like with the first choice. But then again, you will learn from it. You will know what's better. You will know the next time when you make your decision, like for the next year or the year to come, what's going to be better for you. And there's people like all of us that are people is going and you're gonna as more you play, as more people you meet around, and they will always have some advice for you, and you will always meet people, great people. Basketball world is pretty small, as we all
Yes.
so that's why we want to help each other out.
Yeah.
But adding to that, Alex, I mean, studying while playing pro, I can't even imagine. Like in America, we had set times when, okay, we still had to do our time management and everything, but we had set times when we had to do study. We had set times when we had to do our homework, for example, on road trips. But I mean, when playing pro, you really don't have that. So how was your time management?
Yeah, it was really hard. It was really hard because I was really good in a high school. So for me, knowing that I don't really have a lot of time and that I know that I cannot really do everything how it should be, it makes me a little anxious. But like we talked before, yes, we do have a really busy schedule, like practice 2 times per day, traveling. But you know, finding that time, like if you travel 5 hours, which we all did, like use 2.5 to at least learn something, and then but also have to find you, like you said, you have to find a good university who support that, like who understand what kind of job you have. And but I think you can do everything only if you organize your time. Everything is possible if you just organize your time and find the good people around you.
Period. Period. I love this.
And I think honestly, it's probably definitely harder to manage the time because we were really yeah, the schedule was kind of made for us, and you still had to make time to do everything that was required. But it's the freedom of trying to find the best fit with the team and the university, and especially if let's say the school is 3 years or 4 years of the degree, but you want to switch the teams. That's, I think, it's more a responsibility on you as a young person to do it, but also it gives you a freedom. So it's like it has an advantage. Making one choice of a school in America. Which would
Well, Paula got
anything.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
And minuses. There we go.
I
Yes.
those circles. I'm like, okay, they did not. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true, because if you go pro, like you never know where you're gonna end up. Like you can sign 1 year contract, 2 years contract, but I was lucky because I stayed 6 seasons in Sopron, which was like, okay, I'm again in the safe zone. Like I'm again in the comfort zone, so I can organize my time. I know exactly where I go, how much time I need. But I do think there are other players who changed a lot, the clubs and the people, like only if you just change the city, it's different. No, I'm not saying only country, like all other people, like they don't have the same schedule, they don't have the same routines and those stuff. So I think it's harder if you change, but I really believe that playing pro in Europe it's harder than doing in America, because in America is, you know, it's, I'm not saying it's not hard, it's just like everything is well organized than in Europe. You know, like in Europe you're kind of by yourself. You know, it's on you. Like if you want to study or not, it's on you how you're going to organize your time. But on college, it's like you are there because of basketball and school, and that's how everyone's going to work, you know?
Yeah.
Alex, there was a question in the chat. Maybe, like just quickly, like what university did you go to?
It's a economic university in Serbia.
Okay.
Okay, and then now from education, jumping for life lessons.
Yes.
Is there something you wish you knew, or maybe something you would have changed now that you're a grown up, a fully grown up person?
Yeah. You know, when I think about it, you know, so many times I say, "Oof, I wish I knew this." If I could like go back in time, I will change this. But in the same moment, I regret saying that, because all these, it leads me to the person I am today, and you know, all the maybe mistakes that I make. I will never met those people that I was there. I will never had experience. Like sometimes bad experience is also good for your future, you know? And so I think I will never change anything what I did in the past. But I do have some advice for the younger players, like how to protect themselves, how to, maybe because I was really thinking only about basketball, not thinking about like recovery part. That's why I think maybe now I have problem with the injuries. But you know, it's all part of our life. Like if you choose to play basketball, we all know that basketball gives us a lot, but also there is that other side, you know, of the basketball, which is not really nice, injuries and those stuff. But you know, you cannot take back the time. You can just be grateful for all the opportunities that you had, and also like I'm grateful. Like every time, like I said, I wish I changed that, or I didn't sign that. I didn't. No, immediately I regret, and I know that it was all meant to be.
All meant to be. Yeah, and meeting the people around you, and just
Which is the most important, you know, all the connections that you have, the friendships, and you know, now when I look behind me, I can say in every country I have someone to call. You know, everywhere I travel, I can call some of my teammates, friends, I don't know, which is, I think, um, that's why I can say I'm a rich person, because I have so many connections, so many friendships, and I'm really grateful for meeting those people, like Lexina, for example. Yes, like we played for a couple of months, but it was enough that I know that you know, like me and Lexi, we can talk anytime. We can, you know, if we meet somewhere right now, we'll go grab a coffee, have a long conversation, and you know, those are the stuff that basketball give you, and nobody can give you, you know, like basketball connects people, let's say.
I
absolutely.
completely.
I think
Yeah.
now we can talk about the protein shake.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. You should be the one or me.
You tell it, you tell
No,
it.
that's a funny story, because in Salamanca, when we played together, Lexi was sitting next to me. So Lexi was changing, and I was sitting next to her, like taking the bottle and putting the protein, and I was looking the measurement, like I was measuring how much water I put inside. And Lexi was here, like next to me, and she was looking at me like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And in the moment, I told her, Lexi, and it was like maybe beginning of the season, and I told her, like, Lexi, I'm not psycho. I swear God, I'm just putting the protein in my shake, nothing else.
I was like, because I see with my peripheral, I was like, what is she doing?
Why is she watching me while I'm changing? And I'm like, Lexi, I swear, I'm not psycho.
And I looked at her, she's like this on her bottle. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
from that moment we all say every time we talk about something, we say, okay, I'm not a psycho, you know? We start the sentence like this.
Okay, so and now we had a couple questions for you that was asked on our Instagram account. Like we're just gonna maybe just take two of them. And one of the questions was like, what is your favorite book or books maybe, or like you have something?
Yeah, I have so many books that every time I read some book, I'm like, okay, this is my favorite right now. But yeah, I'm more into like um let's say thrillers. I like thrillers. I like right now I'm reading some like psychologist books. And but I cannot really say which one is my favorite, but maybe I can show you the one that I was. Wait, it's right next to me. Actually, it's in English, which is rare because usually yeah, green light.
Oh,
Okay.
is that Matthew McConaughey?
Exactly.
All right, all right, all right.
Nice.
Okay.
So I read like few years ago, and I think I will start again read because it's something that I like. I can read anytime. But this book was like for me, wow, you know, reading other experiences. But you know, I have so many other books too, but it's on Serbian. So if I want to try to translate, maybe it won't be really good on English. So
Okay, and then one basketball question that we don't really know the answer, but like somebody asked this. Do you miss Mersin, and would you like to play in Turkey again?
yes, you know, yeah, I really love playing in Turkey because, you know, actually I played in a really nice place, like where we have a beach, nice weather, and to be honest, the food was amazing, and all the stuff about the Mersin I really liked, and that's why I think, you know, the result came. You know, we played the final last year, but yeah, I really like Turkey, and even if I don't play in Turkey, for sure I will go visit as a tourist because I think whoever knows me know that I really love Istanbul, and Istanbul is like my place. I can go anytime. So yeah, I love Turkey. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. I think actually the Turkey there's a final happening today. Actually, I don't know if the game is on or it's been.
Yeah, it's
Something said they
yeah,
lost.
yeah, they lost.
Okay,
It was like maybe 2 hours ago.
okay, okay. So good for me to be.
Whoever said that.
Thank you. Okay, so we have some fire questions for you.
Mhm.
So the first couple ones are you have to think of your answer, and the rest is gonna be that you have to choose. Okay, are
Okay,
you
perfect.
okay? The first one, and you tell me if you don't hear. If I,
Yeah.
then I'll repeat. So, what is your go-to dance move when no one's watching?
Oh my God. I think Lexi know that I'm really shy when it comes to the dance moves.
When no
Uh,
one
Nobody's
watching.
No one's
watching.
watching. That's
no one. Well, now we are live on Instagram, so I don't.
but there is one. Yeah, but you can keep private. We just want to know if there's a one.
Yeah,
That is-
I really don't know. I really don't know. Like, okay, I know, but as I said, like we are live now,
Okay.
so I'm a little bit shy.
Okay, perfect. If you could speak any language fluently, what would it be?
That's a good question. I will say Chinese. I will
Oh.
say Chinese. Yeah, yeah.
I've
Because
never
to be
studied.
honest, French was my language number one. But as I play in France, I realized that I will never be good at because they have really accent that a Serbian language will not accept. So I will. So if I have to choose, I will choose the Chinese. Yeah.
Okay. What is the most beautiful place you ever visited?
Hmm. The most beautiful place. You know, I'm not gonna say my home because it's obvious, but I will say that I really liked Bali experience. You know, I like the nature. I like the, you know, for me it was amazing to see the nature over there.
Okay. And the last of this category is, what do you value most in your closest friendships?
I will say that my friends are really loyal and they are good listener. It's just like being surrounded by people who are really loyal to you. It means a lot. Like that, I don't really have to think if they're gonna say something. If I share my secret, they're not gonna tell to anyone. And having those people around, it's really really important.
Okay. So no more serious questions.
Okay,
now.
Another question from before we go into like the fast questions. From what is the must place to visit in Serbia? Somebody in chat asked.
Well, I will say, okay, if we don't talk about Belgrade, I will say my my hometown, Loznica, because there is a lot of stuff to do. Like we have a mountain, we have a river, we have all these. My city is small but cute with a lot of stuff to see, and the nature is amazing.
Okay, perfect. So maybe those were deep questions, but now the serious ones. Okay, are you ready?
Let's go.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Skinny jeans or mom jeans?
Mom jeans.
Camping or all-inclusive resort?
All inclusive, yeah. I really don't like the bugs and stuff, no.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
To the past.
Okay. Texting or calling?
Calling.
Summer or winter?
Summer all the way. Not a winter person.
And do you watch shows one episode at a time, or you binge the whole seasons?
The whole seasons. That's why I don't really watch TV shows, because once I start, it's like, okay, I don't really exist.
Okay, now we needed to know the most important things we found out just now.
Well, thank you so much. Like, those are, first of all, great answers. This was a great conversation. Again, what we want to tell to everyone who is listening, if you have still any questions left and we didn't answer them, you can DM them to us. We can forward them to Alex, and then so we can keep in contact on our social media, and also if you haven't signed up and you're a women's basketball player, younger, you can sign up on our website. We say this every time, but we just want to keep reminding you that it's for free for you, and like we just want to help you out with whatever you're going through. So if you need a guidance, if you need help, if you need advice, anything, we want to be there for you. We maybe didn't have that chance that somebody was there for us, and we really want to help you out, and we want to build this women's basketball community. So we really hope that you all enjoyed hearing this conversation, and you will enjoy the future conversations as well, as we're going to come here with the more people like Alex, and just having a great perspective that maybe we don't even have, like we didn't experience it that way, so we can share different perspectives of life. So so sign up in our website if you want, or if you want any questions or anything, DM them to us, and so
thank you, Alex.
Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. So if we, you're doing a great job, and I think if you only have at least one kid, you're doing a great job, But I think there is so many kids that they follow, they need help, and it's so good that you are doing this.
Thank you, Alex, so much. So much love to you. So much love to you, babe. Okay.
Miss you.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Well,
thanks to you guys. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.